Three, two, one. What's going on, Murder Yoga Nation? It's your boy C Tech with another episode of the Grind and Jiu Jitsu podcast. Happy New Year's, motherfuckers. Today is a new day, and I have a special guest. I had to start off season 2 with a bang. So, why else but go to Cali and get my homie Matlock from my Jiu Jitsu Academia? What's going on, Matlock?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me. Just for the record, so everyone knows, my last name is Matlock. People just
I
call me
figured.
Matlock. With my first, I go by Jason. Just so everyone
Jaysin.
knows. Yeah.
Jaysin
No,
Matlock.
but you can call me Matlock because I'm trying to
Matt-
live up to the last name. We
Okay.
we on the mats. That's the whole point. I'm trying to lock down the mat, baby.
Hey, no, that's lit. That's lit. So for those who don't know, Matlock actually has a jiu-jitsu podcast called My Jiu-Jitsu Academia. And
Yeah.
from the name, I was already hooked. Just being an anime fan. You hear that name and you're like, okay, I gotta click on it and I gotta see what they talking about. And they were talking about real shit. So for those who don't know you, Jay, please tell us, how did you find jujitsu and what made you start a podcast?
Man, that's a good. Why did I start a podcast? That's a really good question. I think the biggest reason is just to spread jujitsu. Um, I waited, what, 32, 33 years to find jujitsu, or it waited that long to find. I would say it waited that long to find me, but it had already found me a couple of times, and I kind of just was like, "Get out of here, bro." Or it's not really like get out of here, bro. It's just the situation didn't work out for me for training. Yeah, if that makes sense. Um, so to start the podcast was just to spread jujitsu, and one day I wanted my aspirations are to teach and to evolve the sport. So I believe that when I start now, I feel like I have some knowledge. I don't have all the knowledge, but I have some knowledge, and I've already had some really good successes that most people wouldn't have on their journey, and I've also had some failures that people have already had. So I feel like it's just a great way to bring it all together and just to let everyone know they're not going through it alone at the end of the day. Because this life is hard, jujitsu's hard, the struggles are hard. Um, you have your peaks and your valleys, and it's easier if you go through it with the team, with the crew. Uh,
Facts.
that's really
Ah.
yeah. So that's really what it is at the end of the day. As for how I got started, really the events of 2020 kind of set it off for me. I just felt like I'd always said I would be that dude. Like if things went south, that I would be like I'd be ready, right? And then things were kind of going south, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready at all, bro. So it's been kind of a journey of just facing my fear of just confrontation, combat in general. So I started a journey of becoming a martial artist in 2020. Signed up for a jujitsu gym officially in 2021, July 2021. So been on this journey for about 4 years now, 3, 4 years. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. And that's why I call this podcast the Grind and Jiu-Jitsu podcast, because only
dope.
jiu-jitsu practitioners know the grind that it takes to actually stick with the sport.
Yes,
Like
yes,
the
yes.
pains, the aches, the pains, the tears. I've had tears, I've had bad losses in my career. So
Yeah,
know, you get, it's even though it's an individual sport, it's really a team sport because your team is
yeah,
actually what sets you up for success. So it's when it comes to like jiu-jitsu and in totality, it is a team sport. So to see people actually talk, that's why I was really interested in actually getting another podcast on this podcast, because
uh,
people don't understand the struggles that we all go through,
yeah.
as a practitioner. So where are your origins? Like where you originally from?
I mean, I'm just gonna say I'm a Cali boy. I'm a hybrid. Like everything, it's weird. People ask me questions like this. I'm kind of one of these people who's kind of all over the place. Even now, people are like, "Where do you live at?" Where I'm living at right now. You know what I mean? Um, it's to explain that a little bit is I feel like my whole life has been I wanted it to be like a movie or a video game. I wanted to be in control. I never wanted to be tied to one thing. I always wanted to go on adventures and have fun. And so it ended up becoming a thing where it kind of became my life. So I moved around a lot as a kid. In California, I lived in the Midwest for about 10 years and I moved back to California. So kind of just a melting pot of everything.
No, that's super lit. That's super. I'm
Yeah.
from the Bronx. I'm from New York. I'm
Yeah.
from the Bronx, and I
I love
moved
I love New York.
New York. Look, New York is a place where the food is fire.
Hmm.
Just don't go in the winter because there's no point. It's too cold.
You
You know what
know,
I'm saying?
it's funny. I moved there in the winter like an idiot, bro. So I used to so my sis used to live, all right, let me full disclosure, I did not live in New York. I lived in Jersey. But right on the other
Oh,
side, we lived right there in Jersey
Hoboken.
City,
The
right off
city.
the
Okay, yeah,
Hoboken
that's close
line.
enough.
Yeah.
That's close enough. That's close enough.
Yes.
My wife is from West New York, New Jersey, which is that Bergen County. So I know it very
Okay.
well.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
well.
Yeah, now we were literally like two stops off the path, right? So yeah,
World
we
Trade
we lived
Center.
we lived in New York.
Yeah, yeah, no, I can even my wife says it to this day. Like West New York is New York City because they don't talk like Jersey people. They talk like New Yorkers because they're right
Yeah,
across. Like she takes that $2 bus and that shit takes her right into Times Square. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Real
Yeah.
quick in 10 minutes. So no, I completely understand. Yeah, so you're a nomad. You're a
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu nomad. I mean, you're a nomad
Yeah.
in general. You know what I mean? You just move around, you go with your own flow. You swimming in your own ocean, and that's fire. I mean, at the end of the day, I am you, but in the jiu-jitsu world. Yeah, yeah. I just travel. I traveled for 6 years all across the country training
Okay.
jiu-jitsu. Like that was my
Like just
thing
for work or for jujitsu?
for work and
Okay.
jiu-jitsu.
Copy.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's dope.
wherever the stomping grounds took me, I was training there for 6 months to a year, sometimes a year and a half, 2 years. So,
Yeah,
but once you make a family, that traveling shit gotta slow down. You know what I mean?
man.
So,
That's why I'm not trying to have no family, bro. Me and my lady, bro. I'm good. I'm good.
no, but that's awesome. No, that's super sick. So you have this podcast. Okay, so you start this podcast, and shout
Hmm.
out to DJ, one of his co-hosts.
Yeah, shout
One
out
of his,
DJ.
shout out DJ for in the My Jiu Jitsu Academia co-host. He wasn't able to make it today, but it's just so fire just to even have this conversation. I don't call this an interview. It's more of a conversation just to get
Yeah.
into the heads of people who do jujitsu. So, what's your favorite aspect of jujitsu for you? Is it the humbling aspect? Is it the physical prowess? What for you? What is it?
It's funny. Everyone talks about the humbling aspects, like, oh my God, I love that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been humbled a lot by life.
Uh,
and and
okay,
what I don't really need any more humbling. Not that everyone needs humbling. Let me be
per
very
se,
clear.
per se.
But when it comes to jujitsu, it's not about how many submissions can I get. When I'm in the training room, half the time I'm not even trying to submit anyone unless I even think you're a threat or an equal or in some fashion. Oh shoot, forgot to turn off my PlayStation, and this kid might blow me up. So I'm sorry if there's a lot of dinging in the background.
It's all good. It's
He's
all
like,
good.
yeah, so he's like he's my nephew through marriage, and he's like
Okay,
16, and all he wants to do is play Fortnite. You know how it is.
all day, all day. My son is
Um,
15. My son is 15, so I
so he
know.
play
I know.
Fortnite.
No,
Oh, okay,
he just I just got on the PS5, so he's just all over the place right now. He's usually a PC kid. He's a PC
okay,
kid.
okay.
He's a PC
Sorry, get back on course. Just when I'm in the gym, I'm not looking to submit anybody. I'm not. I'm looking. It's me versus me, and for the most part, unless you got a deep bag and we've already felt each other out and we can go with each other and kind of bang a little bit, I'm not submitting you. And for my last year or actually, yeah, for my last year or so, I've been at smaller gyms. So I've been eating because I've been a bigger fish in a smaller pond. So for me, it's been about trying to help my teammates get better so I could get better, if that makes sense.
Facts. Yep. No,
Because I want to be elite black belt. So To answer your question, my favorite aspect of jujitsu, I would have to say, is the confidence that it's instilled in me. It's just in just being a man, right? Just being able to just be confident within myself, and not even just physical confrontation situations, but just any situation. It's like, oh, like, when people are like going off on you in the streets or whatever, like, you're in line or something's crazy happens, something's popping off. It's like, oh, bro, you're so like, your confidence is so low right now. You got to try to prove this to yourself. I'm good because I get choked out every day and I know where I rank on that food chain. And I don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? So the confidence is probably the biggest thing that I love about jujitsu.
No, that's a great point. And you know what's funny? I was having a conversation with my friend who does not do jujitsu, and
Mhm.
he said, "Yo, don't aren't you like don't you wish you got into a fight?" And I said, "Absolutely not. Do you understand that when we hit a jiu-jitsu gym, we're fighting. We're not fighting, we're grappling, but
Yeah.
we're fighting every fucking day for
Yeah.
hours. Why the hell do I want to do it to someone who don't know what they doing? It's not fun for me. That's not
It's
fun.
not. It's not fun,
Fun
bro.
for me. It's not fun for me. Like how does it look of me freaking arm dragging and getting to somebody's back and choking them out? Yeah, for if you're doing it for the gram, yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing it for world star, it is what it is, but some people look for clout. Like I found that jujitsu is it we're less clout chasers and more of just humble men just trying to just,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
do a physical sport and actually be good at it. It's like a game of chess. Like we don't want to ruin it for nobody, and not for nothing. We could ruin people, and we choose not to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's my favorite part of jujitsu, knowing that you're fine. I think
Yeah.
that's the main part, knowing when you're fine. So I told him that, and he was like, "Man, if I had this," and I was like, "Listen, when you start jujitsu, I promise you, after the first month, you won't think that way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, big facts.
Can't. It can't. So that's awesome. So I'm known in this jiu-jitsu, in this podcast, I'm known for three questions.
Okay.
So here
Let's-
comes the first question. Have you ever called somebody out on the mats and paid the ultimate price with an L?
No, I hate to be a
You're
spoiler
not the only one. You're
here.
not the only one.
No, I'm just not that guy. If you watch My Hero Academia, Deku isn't a confrontational guy. He's one of the main heroes of my Hero Academia, and I'm just not that guy. It's always been, let's just put it in terms of Dragon Ball Z because I know that's more universal for people. You have your Gokus and you have your Vegetas, right? For me, I never understood Vegeta as a kid. I was like, a Goku, he's just so nice. He's the strongest. That's how you get strong is you be nice and you help everyone. And so that's kind of always been my philosophy. As I've gotten older, I understand the purpose of Vegeta because there are some people who don't have that drive and don't have that pride to even try to push themselves. And so the goal of life, and it's when you look at these animes, and I think the goal of life is to balance those two within yourself. So for me, I lean more Goku, more Deku. It's like, haha, I'm not really trying to challenge anyone, but it's like, oh, if I mark you, it's like, oh, you and me, I'm gonna hit you up every day. We're gonna try to roll and we're gonna bang. So that's kind of how I approach calling people out, not directly. Although there is one guy, Michael fucking Ross. Um, Yo ass is on my list, bro. But uh
Fired.
nah, that's my man. He trains out of
Oh,
John
yeah,
Jock Machado's,
of
and
course.
man, he's legit. He's a legit blue belt. There's not too many people that I feel like just big bro me when we roll together, and he definitely big bros me. Um, you get it at like brown belts, you get it at black belt. Sometimes you'll get it like the bigger purple belts that usually for me it's like the bigger, stronger wrestling purple belts that usually will big bro me. I don't get it too much at blue belt, not at 195. And yeah, he big bros the fuck out of me, bro. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
No, and when I say call somebody out, it could be a training partner, just one of your
Yeah.
best friends. You whisper in their ear, "I'm gonna fuck you up," any type. But no, but you said so many good points, and nobody has ever spoke to me and actually put Dragon Ball Z in a jujitsu scenario,
I
bro. I'm
love my
my
anime,
head,
man.
dog. My head is like, yo. Now I have a whole nother outlook now. You got your Gokus and you got your Vegetas. Yo,
Yeah.
that that's a short. That's a motherfucking short right there.
Well, I'm
Um,
glad I could bless you with it, man.
yo, no, that was fire. That was fire. So right now I'm watching Black Clover. Black Clover is my joint. You know what I mean?
I
Black
used
Clover is
to.
my joint.
So inside joke between me and my lady. When we first got together, not to cut you off, sorry. When we first got together, I just started watching Black Clover, and but it only came on Tuesdays, so we called it BC Tuesdays. So she was like, "Is it Black Hawk Tuesdays yet?" Every like that's what she used to say, and I'm just like, "Babe." So that was that's our inside running joke with Black Clover. Anytime it
Oh,
comes
so
on,
you
it's like,
get to watch anime with your dog. That is fucking fire.
"Oh
That
no,
is
no, no, no. Hold on, pause, Paul. Let me be very clear. No, she does not. She watched My Hero with me. She does watch My Hero with me, but that's the
okay.
only one she's watched with me. And Spy X Spy.
More
She
than
watches a
most.
few. She watches a few. Let me be clear. Yeah,
Most more than most.
yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, yeah. So I'm watching Black Clover. I'm watching I'm catching up on Blue Lock, that soccer
Okay,
joint. My son put me onto it. He was like, Mickey, I know you watch like Ace of Diamonds, the baseball one. I know you watch all the like Hajime no Ippos and the Kenichi, but yo, you gotta check out Blue Lock. Blue Lock is
okay,
fire. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it. I'm ready on I'm about to go on season 2 right now. I was like, the joint is hot. The joint is hot.
okay, okay.
The joint is
I
hot.
love it.
Um, Question 2.
Okay,
What is your high in jiu-jitsu? What
my
is
high.
for your in your opinion, in your life, in your career in jiu-jitsu, what is your high moment, the most satisfying moment so far in your jiu-jitsu career?
Hmm, that's a tough one because there's two big ones. Can I give you two?
Of course. Hell yeah.
Um, I would say the first one that came to mind was my second competition as a white belt.
Oh,
My first competition, I jumped into a gi tournament with 7 to 10 days of training of gi. Um,
it's a 10 days. Hold up. What
of
the fuck?
of of gi. Let me be very specific.
Yeah,
Now,
yo.
remember when I said I started my journey of martial arts? I did know gi jujitsu the first half of 2021. From February of 2021 to that July, I was doing privates with a MMA fighter, AJ Easley, out of Savage Fight Squad. Um, and he came up under 10th Planet. And so, as a fighter doing MMA, he was teaching me Muay Thai, boxing, and then I was paying him for specifically jujitsu lessons. So I did that for about five months before I even went to my first gym. So I already had like some rolling experience. So it wasn't like I didn't know what rolling was. I
Yeah,
just
but
had
it's
never used a gi.
yeah, but it's the gi. It's a whole nother game, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
what I'm more shocked that you're like, yo, you went into it a gi
So
tournament.
I didn't want to. My professor at the time was straight up. He was like, "Hey, you want to do a tournament next weekend?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "It's gi," and I was like, yeah, I've never done that before." And he was like, "Ah, you'll be fine." And I was like, "That's my fear. I'm trying to cower out of this." And I tried saying that to get me out of it. He didn't let me. And you know what? Be a man. This the whole point of this for you is to face your fears. So this is a real good opportunity. Just throw yourself in the fire. And I'm glad I did because it ripped the band-aid off and it made me realize what competition is. And it's just the test. It's like I had a my boy, I had a brown belt tell me this. His name's Brandon. We call him UFC because he's a fighter. Um, but it's just a test. It's like you go to class every day and you learn the moves and you see if you could do them. You might be able to do them on your teammates and roles and stuff, right? But do you really know if it works or not? You don't. So how do you know? You take that shit to a competition and you test it out. And if you pass the test, if you hit that move, you hit that competition, that submission, that sweep, whatever it is you've been working on, and if you hit multiple things and you win, then you passed your test. You aced your test. You can get an A, B, C, whatever. That grade is dependent upon you and you alone, but it's your test. So
I
that's
like
kind of
that.
yeah.
I like that. I like that. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, man, I kind of got off on the testing. I kind of forgot what I was talking about before that, though. My fault. Um,
Who
but
cares?
uh, to bring it back though to the question is that tournament, my white belt tournament is I lost. I jumped in. That's what it was. I jumped in to the gi. It was just like I was afraid and I needed to face that fear and I needed to take it head on. So that's what I did. I lost that tournament. Ended up north south. Adrenaline dump the first match. Just wasted everything. I actually did okay the first match for someone. Just as a fighter in general. Didn't read the rule set. I slammed a dude. They were like, "Hey, don't do all that." But I purposely didn't read the rule set because I was afraid. I just didn't want to know anything. It's just stupid white belt stuff, right? And then, I spent my second match just like felt like 5 minutes in north south with this man's balls in my face with my girl just sitting on the sidelines. And I was just like, yo, bro, I'm I'm not happy about this. So the reason why that is important to me is I spent the next 3 months just saying, okay, I'm gonna do first off, I said I'm gonna do gi and no gi for my next tournament. I spent the next 3 months just really studying, drilling, and just seeing what I could do, seeing what I could, how much knowledge could I take in, how far can I push myself, what could I achieve, and I went on and I got double gold in that next tournament. So that was one of the biggest moments for me, is just being able to say, no, this was my starting point. I'm going to take my starting point and I'm going to see where I can go from there. And so that was that. And then the second one, I'll make this one quick, was my promotion to blue belt. I moved down to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I trained at Gracie Humaita. So I got promoted to blue belt by Master Hoka Gracie. So that was a very big, like to be a foreigner, to go to another country, to not even speak the language, and to be recognized. You know, um, Master Hoka Gracie didn't speak any English to me. I'm he just it was all Portuguese. So if I didn't understand him, I didn't understand him. But he saw something in me and felt that I was deserving enough, even as a foreigner, being an American, to be, given a belt. So that was a big moment for me.
No, that's awesome. And I mean, how many people really actually get to even travel to Brazil, not
Yeah.
even just training a jiu-jitsu thing, but actually getting belted in Brazil? That's a good flex. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
lie. That's a good flex. That's a good flex.
Yeah.
You know? No, but that's good. And even to the point of you like your the turning point in your jiu-jitsu where you had this fear and then you're saying, I gotta face it, getting into a competition and like knocks it right off. You know, you knock the
Yeah.
cobwebs off. The wheels start spinning. Like, yo, no, no, I can do this. Now I can do this.
Hmm.
I can do better than what I just did, and I know I can do better than what I just did. Now it's grind time. Now it's time to actually put in the work. Put in, the fire gets lit, and once the fire gets lit, the hardest part in jiu-jitsu is keeping the flame lit. And
Mm.
that's why you always got the people, some people quit at blue belt, you got people who quit at white belt, you got people who quit at purple belt, you got people who quit at brown belt. They quit because the fire is out. So you always have to look for that next thing to keep that fire burning. Right now for me it's
Yeah.
teaching. Now that I
Yeah.
went into the
Dope.
instruction, I went into the instructor role. Now I have people looking up to me. They're really grasping the techniques, and they're really to and then they go to competition and they're doing great. And it's like, oh shit, like damn, I'm instilling something. Like even if it's one thing that you actually comprehend, that one
Hmm.
thing, I see it, it's like, oh shit, it worked. Like it worked for you. That's freaking awesome. So like for me right now, it's the teaching and the weight loss. So I know you haven't known me for a long time, but last year I was
Hmm.
295 pounds.
Okay.
I was
Where you at now?
290.
Where you at
I
now?
am at 223.
Pada bins, pada bins. So myself, I was over 300 pounds.
Eso! Big
And
boy club,
so
baby.
yeah, I was over 300 pounds, and I don't even know if I have a photo on my. I don't have a photo active right now, or I'd show you. But very long story short, I lost 100 pounds. I've been kind of fluctuating between 50 pounds. I would say 30 pounds in there, just kind of yo-yoing for the last 5, 6 years. So I've been trying to lock it in. Stay at this 200, get
Yeah,
lower.
for me, it's just being Puerto Rican and eating Puerto Rican food. Like at the end of
That's
the
the
day, that arroz con
Yeah.
gandule with the you know what I mean? Like
What
the rice.
What did you do to lose the weight?
Intermediate fasting.
Same, same. Yeah.
Intermediate. I'm at 16 hours. I'm at 16
Okay.
hour intermediate fast. And then when I do eat, like it all depends on what I eat. But if I eat something like disgusting, then
Yeah.
I know that I'm gonna eat this disgusting meal, and it's gonna be fine because I have no calories in my diet right now. But I will eat later, but that's gonna be the healthiest thing that I can eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all in moderation. So or I can start healthy, I'll end not healthy, but I'll get out in. So it's like even though I ate
Yeah.
unhealthy, I at least worked it out. So at least I burnt some of that shit off. You know what I mean? So for me, it's intermediate fasting. And it was what I was eating because I was doing the jujitsu. I was grinding.
Mhm.
I was working out.
Yeah.
But my eating, I was eating all the wrong stuff. Bread with everything. You know what I mean? Sandwiches galore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. No, I feel that. And the diet is the biggest thing for me as well too. So I get it.
Fucking sick. Okay. So those were your highs of jujitsu. What are your
Yeah.
lows in jujitsu?
Um that's might be harder. I think injury. I had a knee injury. You know what? It's tough because my lows have been also coupled with, I believe, coaches too. Um, you talked about people quitting in blue belt blues. I think one of the biggest reasons why blue belts quit is because it's pressure from their coach, in whatever fashion it is. And each coach, professor, black belt has exactly what they want for their students,
Yeah.
but some professors and coach don't know how to communicate that or refuse to communicate that to their students, or they want to uh this is the wrong way, Yoda, them type deal, you know what I mean, do not do, try, that kind of stuff. And it's like, I feel like that, those kind of things are what get people to quit, when it could just be like a simple conversation of man to man. Hey, look, you want to get to X, Y, and Z. This is how you do it, you know? And so a lot of mine have been under the guise of, I have coaches and professors who want something from me, but I am plagued by injuries. And whether they believe me or not, or like trust that I'm 100% who I say I am, that is true. In 2007, I blew out my left knee. I have no ACL, no PCL, no medial meniscus, no meniscus in that knee at all, because it got scoped out and they had to take it out. My right knee,
Sport injury?
sporting, yeah, I played football,
Yeah.
college
I knew it.
football,
I knew
yeah.
it. Once you said you were 300 pounds, I was like, yo, you were a fucking lineman, dog.
No, no, actually, I was small and like I was small then. I put the weight on after that. That was part of the reason why I put the
DB?
weight on. No, I was a halfback.
Halfback. Hey,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
so
No,
yeah.
no, no. I wasn't good by any
Hey,
means.
but you had something. If you
I had,
if it
I had, I had, I had the desire to run around a field. That's it, really. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that injury uh kept me from working out over the years, and that's how I ended up putting on the weight, because I never got it fixed properly because I was young and stupid and just didn't do things right. uh So that is a legit issue I have with my knee. My right knee is going out as well. So when it comes to competing, I'm competing for myself. I'm not competing for school. I'm not competing for anyone else. I'm competing for myself and my own fears and what I'm trying to do. Hey, if I can get gold and get that for a coach or professor, then great. Because I want to build up whatever school I'm at because I believe in loyalty. I believe in building up my family and my team. That's who I am. Um, so my hardest thing has been dealing with the pressure from coaches or professors. I feel like not trusting in me as a student that I really am there and I really am doing what I say I am and I really am giving it my all. So I feel like that's been my hardest thing.
Now,
Just
and this is
go
a
ahead.
jujitsu question for it. So, those coaches that you speak of, were they were they in competition themselves? Like, do they have the accolades, or was it a machismo? Like, hey, listen, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm seeing, or it's more like they they don't have the accolades. They just think that they know what you need.
Uh hmm. I don't know if I can answer that question 100% accurately on, one of them because from what I've seen, they don't have any. Um, they've only done a couple of tournaments, and even a tournament that I happen to be a part of, they got disqualified because their gi wasn't right. And honestly, I just kind of felt like they didn't even try and they kind of gave up on themselves. And I haven't seen them really test their belt, if that makes sense. So I would say, yeah, no, no, in that aspect. The other one, um, a little bit older, probably had his time in the heyday, so just kind of that machismo standing on that and trying to, hey, I did it, so you have to do it. And it's just like different strokes for different folks, right? Just because you did it doesn't mean that I have to do it. Doesn't mean that I have to do it your way or whatever. Um, Other coaches that I've had that have put that pressure on me, um, yeah, I just felt like they weren't willing to touch their belts. And I say this a lot, like real recognize real. And if you're wanting me to put my body and my stuff on the line at age 36 with all of my injuries, like I gotta have some sort of trust and relationship that either A, you've been there and that you're willing to test your belt, or B, that you at least support me, my dreams and my goals, and we're communicating. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that. And that's what a coach is supposed to do. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
that's what good coaches do. Um,
exactly.
I I I haven't pushed anybody to do a competition, but I have mentioned, so I do have a new blue belt.
Hmm.
And I was like, dude, I'm just letting you know that I hope that you just try one competition at blue belt and see how you do. And that's all
Yeah.
I said. I didn't say, yo, you're gonna do it or anything. I'm just saying right now, the way that you look, your technique, your everything, and the way that you've been
Hmm.
scrapping with the higher belts, I think you would do a lot better than what you think. If that's the reason why you're not competing. That's literally the only, because I'm basically putting the choice in your hands for you to try
Yeah.
it, but I'm not forcing it on you. That's
Yeah.
one, you know what I mean? So, and but I'm a new instructor. I've been through the gauntlet. I've been through the ringer. I quit jujitsu for 2 years. I came back. So the 2 years that I quit jujitsu, I have a whole nother perspective of jujitsu. I thought I knew
Yeah.
jujitsu before I quit, but when I quit and I came back, my eyes were so much more open that I didn't know what I was missing. And like as a man in a sport where we grapple other people, like I didn't really comprehend what exactly I couldn't comprehend what we were really doing at the gym
Yeah.
until I got back. And then I'm like, okay, like I fucks with this. Like now I get it. Now I'm a team player. Now
Yeah.
I want now I want to make sure that everybody's good. Not just me. Not just my higher belts that bust my ass and watch them kick other people's ass in competition. No, 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 no. I want everybody to get.
Yeah,
If you're in this gym, I want to make sure you're getting the best training. And
that's dope.
ever since that, it's been it's been that lights out, and that's why I started traveling because I wanted to see all different aspects of jiu-jitsu. I wanted to see how the Brazilians did it. I wanted to see how so for instance, I had a contract in Chicago,
Hmm.
and like you, I went to Chicago in the winter, January 2nd, in a tank top and shorts coming from Florida. It was
Bro.
5 below 0. And I had to go back in the airport, throw on my whole suitcase,
Hmm.
and then hop in a cab because that's how
Yeah.
cold. But I went over there and I got to train with Comprido, which is
Okay.
a multi-time world champion. He's part
Dope.
of the,
Dope.
the legendary. He's part of the legendary Braza crew with Damian Maya, Marcelo Garcia. You know,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
believe Galvao was. They were all alliance before they split. He was part
Yeah.
of alliance before the big split. Marcelo did
Okay.
his own
Copy.
thing. Damian Maya did his own thing. Everybody did their own thing, but they stood as a brotherhood called Braza. So I got to train with them for a while. And that
Dope.
shit, I got to see how they did it. Then I went to Cali, and Cali was fire. I think Cali was the best place that I got to train jujitsu at because not only were there thousands of schools to choose
Hmm.
from, but there were some of the best uh, uh, coaches or competitors in the world.
Yeah.
So I,
Yeah.
so I got to do a year and a half, almost 2 years, because I
Oh,
had two
dope. Dope.
contracts. I almost had 2 years in Cali, and that shit was fire. And I just got to see jujitsu from everywhere, and it gave me another aspect. Like, okay, like so what when I said ABC, I was completely wrong, and I should shut the fuck up. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I was completely wrong. You know what I mean, and
Hmm.
that's so sick. So you've been doing it for a while now, and now your aspirations of now you have the podcast now you're training. Like, how do you keep your schedule for this training life?
Um, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of autopilot, you know. I'm an early bird, so I wake up, anywhere from 3:30 to 5, 6 a.m. on a regular basis without an alarm. But I'm usually in bed by 9, so like 9, 10 o'clock. So it's just early bed, early riser. Um, it's kind of autopilot in the sense of like I wake up, if there's editing I need to be do, I just do editing for an hour, then I go to the gym and I'll just do my strength and conditioning, my cardio, get that out of the way, and then usually then I'll spend the whole day working on podcast stuff or YouTube stuff, and then the night times is when I'll go to class. So it's kind of just every day. That's my cycle.
Oh no, that's lit. And how did you meet DJ, by the way, for the whole podcast thing?
Yo, it's actually kind of funny. So I wasn't even training at A Side. I was at this gym called A Side. I'm not there anymore, but I was there and I moved to Virginia for work. Um, so I left. So DJ moved from, I don't know if it was San Diego or Las Vegas to LA, and he was snooping on Jim's Instagram, saw me, saw that I said I wanted to be essentially the Mace Windu of Jiu-Jitsu. He was like, ah, mess with that dude. And so he pulled up to A side, but I wasn't there because I had moved across the country. So now, fast forward to like my contract's over, I moved back. Now I'm here at A side. DJ was still there. We linked up, and then now we actually got to roll each other, and we just kind of have the same energy. Um, hate bullies. Don't do well with people's egos and stuff, and just want to have fun, do jujitsu, and forget all the politics, forget all the other BS and all the other stuff. We just want to be good at jujitsu, good martial artists, and better ourselves and helping better other people. And it just kind of aligned, and that's kind of how I popped off. And, I
He's a
have,
big boy. He's a
yeah,
big
he
boy. That's
is,
a fun role. That's a fun
yeah.
role.
I love big boys. I've never seen myself. I say this a lot. I've never seen myself as a big guy. Even when I was 300 pounds, I never saw myself as a big guy. I always just felt like I was little. I felt like I was weak. I felt like I wasn't strong. But we in the weight room with guys. I'm putting up the same weights as the linemen and shit. So it's like, oh shit, I am strong. I'm just a littler guy. But as I've gotten into jiu-jitsu, I realized, oh shit, I'm actually kind of a big dude comparatively to other people. But there's just levels to where big is, and that's fine. I say all I'd say is I've always, because I felt like a little dude, I've always wanted to take out bigger dudes. That Goku mindset. Who's the biggest? Who's the baddest? I want the challenge because I want to get stronger and get better.
That's awesome. That's all. Yeah, big boys are the best roles. But like me, I was always the biggest guy in the room, right?
Hmm.
So, and I hated that people would turn away from a role because I didn't
Yeah.
roll like a big guy. I never
Yeah.
learned the big guy. I never learned big man jujitsu. I always learned little man jujitsu because I was gonna say I'm gonna be the most flexible and I'm gonna invert. Like that's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna do. When I do jujitsu, I'm gonna learn all the inversions and I'm gonna be the most flexible. And just so happens when I get back into jujitsu, it's a 10th planet school. And so rubber guard, rubber guard, rubber guard,
Yeah.
rubber guard, rubber guard. And it was actually perfect because I didn't know how to go about it. And 10th
Yeah.
planet kind of instilled that fundamentals. They retaught me my fundamentals because another I'll say this to my audience: the 10th planet fundamental system, their warm up systems, is one of the best fundamental ways to learn jujitsu from
Okay.
A to Z. It's
Dope.
from A. A is five. Let's just say A is five different progressions.
Hmm.
That's A. Then B, it's a different five progressions. C, it's a different five progressions. And you learn this on a daily motherfucking basis. And you're
Yeah.
learning A through Z. By the time you memorize A through E, you're already ready for competition.
Okay.
You're
Copy.
ready for competition to E. So imagine when you learn to Z. Now it's just finding the animal in you because competition, I'm not listen competition, you let the asshole out. Like you have to be you got to kill mode. It's all kill mode. Like you can't really play in competition. They're really trying to rip your arm off. They're really
Yeah.
trying to rip your kneecap off. They're really trying to toe hold you. They're really trying to choke you the fuck out. So you have to make sure when you go into competition you at least have that switch. Me, it's a you collar tie me too hard, it's on. You take me down too hard, it's on. You
Yeah.
put me, you almost get me in a submission, and you're like really trying to go for it. Oh, it's on. Like I need someone to kind of hurt me to flip the
To flip
switch.
it. Okay.
And some people don't need it. Some people
Yeah.
it's slap and bump on.
And see, for me, there's levels, right? I go back to Dragon Ball Z. Am I fighting Frieza when he's perfect Frieza? Just kill the homie Krillin? Like, because if it's that point, there is no that switch is 100% on kill switch, right? But is it me and Piccolo? Just we're at the local tournament, and I just want to see who can beat each other. Then like, there's a different level that I go there,
But
if
what
that
if you're
makes sense.
Krillin? But what if you're Krillin? You're a Krillin, and
Hmm.
your next opponent is Trunks.
Yeah.
Even though he's not Super Saiyan, you already know he outpowers you.
Oh
He can
yeah, you go in.
flip you. You're gonna flip it. So it all depends on how you look at yourself in the competition mode. Do you
Yeah.
feel like your opponents are lower than you, or do you think they're the same level as you, or do you think they're higher than you?
Oh, my
If you go
opponents
into
are in my fucking way.
yeah,
That's who they are. They're in my fucking. I'm sorry, whoever
so
you
that means
are,
it's on.
you're in
So
my
it's on.
way.
So
Yeah.
it's on. So in competition mode, you switch it on when it's competition. That's
Yeah.
what's up. That's what's up. And that's a good trait to have. I don't have that trait. Sometimes it takes me a while. Um, my last competition in do you guys have grapple Jiu-Jitsu World League over there? Does Jiu-Jitsu
Yeah,
World League
JJ, man, that's where Michael Ross beat, man. I can't get first place because his ass. I just like keep running into him, bro. Like I'm telling you, I need to get that. They got the dopest
so,
medals,
so yeah, no, and they're heavy too. I got that shit right here in the back.
bro.
Uh yeah.
I was,
He's like, I have it somewhere.
I was like, I thought I had them right here. They're put away though.
So I went to Jiu-Jitsu World League. I haven't competed in about 3, 4 years.
Okay.
Um, so it's my first competition back. I go into the purple belt division. Um, I get my first guy six. But how tall are you?
I'm 6.
6 foot.
Yeah.
So I'm 5'6".
Okay.
Okay, so I'm a shorty. My first guy, well, it was only one guy in my bracket, so I had to beat him twice. He was 6'3", 215. Okay,
Okay.
so David versus Goliath. I'm not even gonna
Yeah.
front. He
That's
was
that's
he
that's yeah.
he was towering me, towering me. I choked him out in 30 seconds. Now it's on the TikTok. Everybody at CTech TikTok,
Hmm.
CTech Tempe.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out.
so 30 seconds. I do a duck under, get to his
Hmm.
back, right? Get my hooks in, do my progressions. I get the rear naked choke, got him, right?
Dope. Dope.
Now that's when the nerves hit because in my head, I'm like, I got this. I got
Hmm.
this. I beat him once, I could beat him again. But then now those open mats you go to, and when you roll with one guy once and they get that tap the second time, it's a whole nother ball game. It's something else now. Now it's like, okay, you caught me. You're not gonna catch me with that shit again. You're gonna have to catch me with something else.
I always
So
turn it down. I always after I tap someone, the next like after we slap hands, I'm like, do whatever you want because I know what's gonna happen. Especially if we don't know each other, I'm just like, I know what's happening. We're good. You can have this. I don't care.
and not for nothing, the same thing I said, but I mean I still got the second dub, but
Yeah.
that one took a lot longer. That one takedown,
Hmm.
half guard. Now I had to get my progressions. I got mount and then Americana. So it was a different whole progression. Anyway, I
Yeah.
say that to say, the fact that fuck, what was I saying?
You were saying the tournament you took him down. Like it was hard going against him a
Oh,
second time
to
the
switch
first
it.
time.
Yeah,
The
to
switch,
switch it,
yeah.
to make that switch. And sometimes it takes one move to like, once you get that sweep and now you're like, oh, I'm on top now, your nerves calm, and then
Yeah.
now you're like, okay, we're back in this shit. You know what I mean? But anyway,
Yeah.
what are you planning to compete anytime soon?
I'm looking to compete in February, another JJ World League. It's tough
Okay.
because I'll have maybe 2 weeks of preparation coming off of 2 weeks of not training at all. So I'll be kind of jumping in dry. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I'm this is for
You're
me,
an
it's
athlete.
just
You're
huh?
an athlete. You're an athlete.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm at this point, I'm just an athlete. And this for me, it's just to always just gauge where I'm at and just get out there and keep taking those tests. Keep taking those tests on every quarter, take a new test to see if I fixed the holes from the last time.
so now my jiu-jitsu academia, when did it
Yeah.
start?
We started officially, I'm gonna say October 16th.
So it's fairly fucking
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, 2023. Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna have to look back. I think I started podcast in October. That would be
Oh,
sick.
how many episodes are you on right now?
I'm on 20. You're number
Okay,
20
dope, dope.
at season
Okay,
two,
dope, dope.
episode one. You're number
Okay, dope,
20
dope, dope.
for the
Okay.
new year. How many do you guys got?
We just released our 12th one today. I
Yours
have
has a lot more production than mine. You guys have a studio, or you guys got a really nice
it's
setup.
it's it's my apartment, bro.
Yeah.
Here's the
Oh,
thing.
fuck yeah.
So I come from a film, LA film. Like I've worked in the film industry for the last, decade plus at this point. So I got cameras, I got lights, I got connections. So I got a good buddy. Shout out Andrew. That's all I'm gonna say. Who has hooked me up with the light system and just blessed the game. You know what I mean? So I would be where I'm at if it wasn't for my class 1A showing me my support.
Class 1A, duh. I like
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
like it. I like it. And that's so funny. So I created it. I've been talking about this podcast for over 5 years.
Yeah.
Um, and I just never one. It's not even the conf. I used to be a metal singer. So I used to
Okay.
scream metal vocals.
Okay.
Um, and I was in a band for many years and different bands, hopping tracks on Spotify, blah, 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 blah. So I knew how to talk to people. And then my job, I was a trainer. So I would literally go across the country and teach hospitals. So
Okay.
I can speak in front of people. So I don't know why I was so reluctant to just speak to people on the computer that I already do now. And I don't
Yeah.
know why it took so long. But finally, last year, I actually I think it was right before that competition. I was like, you know what? I'm getting in competition mode. I'm talking jujitsu. I'm studying jujitsu. I'm watching techniques. I'm starting this podcast because nobody really knows the mind of a jiu-jitsu nomad. Some people stay in a
Yeah.
gym their whole career. Some people only do two gyms in their whole career. Some people do
Hmm.
three gyms in their whole career. I got like 15. I got like
Same.
15,
Same, bro.
you
Like,
know? I want people to know. I want people to know the struggles. I want people to know the do's and the don'ts. I want people to know. I want people to really feel, even if they're starting or they've been doing it for a while, you feel this one way or another. You know
yeah.
how I feel at that present moment in time, or you're
Yeah.
gonna know how it felt at that present moment in time. And it just gives a nice little balance of, what the sport has given me. And yeah, I'm not gonna say taken away because it hasn't taken anything away. So, you know,
Yeah.
it
No,
helped
no,
my
that's dope.
marriage.
I actually did want to ask you a question because my aspirations are to be a coach.
Yes, sir.
Whenever someone deems me worthy enough to promote me and I can start teaching privates and stuff. Is there anything that has maybe surprised you or that you've learned since becoming a coach that maybe you didn't think about beforehand?
Preparation.
Preparation. Okay.
When you do a move 1,000 times for yourself, you think that you can teach it,
Okay.
but it's not. It's really a lot more than that. So what I learned in my career, even outside of jiu-jitsu, is there's 5 learning types. There's
Okay.
people who see, who like to visualize. There's people who need to feel, they need to do
Okay.
it. There's people who need to hear it, they need to hear how it's done, and then they can computerize it in their mind and do it themselves. um Seeing, feeling, smell, you know what I mean? Like there's just different,
Yeah.
there's different ways of learning.
Yeah.
So how can you make whatever you're trying to teach, how can you touch all those points with it being entertaining? Because at the end of the day, you're trying to keep people learning jujitsu. So you
Yeah.
it has to
Yeah.
be an entertainment factor other than learning how to kill people on a nice basis, which is the best part about jujitsu. um but how do you keep the class engaged but also touch those teaching points? So
Yeah. Okay.
my biggest, and I will say this, my biggest thing about teaching is take your time and every detail, not just I want this here, I want this, I want this here, I want this here, and boom. No. Why is your knee next to their head? Why
Okay.
is your other knee next to their hip? What are you preventing? What is that preventing? You give them a whole
Yeah.
scenario. I'm in side control. Let's just take side control. I'm in side control. I got my arm under the head. I got my knee on his hip, and I got my other knee under his armpit. Well,
Yeah.
I'm keeping my knee under his armpit so he can only turn one way. So in my
Hmm.
head, I know that I'm setting myself up so he's moving that way. My knee is on his hip so he doesn't turn towards me, or he can't get his knee to shrimp in because my knee is attached to his hip.
Yeah.
Those little details changes the whole dynamic, because the people who learn techniques without those little details find
Hmm.
those details so helpful, and then you'll just start to see the light bulbs
Yeah.
start.
Sounds like you were setting up a gift wrap. Just to, if you're asking for what I was listed.
I was setting up a gift wrap. I was.
Okay.
Was. Or see, and that's the thing. So it's actually gift wrap or pizza slice
Okay.
or scissor. So everybody has a different name for it.
I
The
I
pizza
don't know.
slicer.
You talking
So
about
if you're
they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for me,
Okay.
I set up a gift wrap And if they come back, if they feel the gift wrap come, they usually lay back flat on their back.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
Bang,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
bang,
Yeah,
real quick. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
those little things, those progressions, I'm gonna teach you where we're going. But if it doesn't work, I'm gonna teach you what to do if they come back.
Okay, yeah,
Prepare, like I'm preparing you for different scenarios you are going to see, not what I don't what I don't like are coaches who teach things that doesn't happen in jiu-jitsu. That's my pet peeve. I've seen a lot of
yeah.
gyms. I've seen people teach wrist locks um from the back. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, like that's interesting, but I'm trying to choke you. I have an arm bar. We can go triangle from the back. We can do A, B, C, D, E, F. Maybe it's good to learn, but to have a whole class of a wrist lock from rear naked, from the back mount, like we can use this time somewhere else. There could be another
Yeah.
detail
Okay.
in the arm bar that we can really use. So it's all about
Yeah.
what they're teaching you to.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
one
I get
thing
what you're saying.
I have seen. So yeah, those are my little things when it comes to like instructing, because they're all adult. Most of if you're teaching adults, we're stubborn sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if it's a black belt, everybody listens to the black belt. But when you're a purple belt, you really have to know what the fuck you're doing, or else they're not gonna listen to you,
Yeah.
or they won't come to your class. I'd rather get taught by a black belt.
Yeah. And you know what I feel like too at this day and age is like jujitsu is kind of jujitsu, especially with the internet now. And not to scoff at the traditions or schools, but like anyone can teach jujitsu, but can you teach the person? Can you, like you were saying, can you teach those different types of people? And can you make your class resonate with type one, type two, type three, so they all get something out of it? And I don't think some coaches or professors understand that concept. They think just because they can teach jujitsu or know how to do a move, that qualifies them to be an instructor. And I don't feel that's the case.
100% factual, factual. And that's the part of, and that's what I'm not gonna call it McDojos, but it's kind of like
It's
McDojos.
ego, bro. Like let's just cut the bullshit out of it. It's ego. It's dudes who just thinks because they got a black belt that they're the best fucking black belt ever, and they don't want their shit doesn't stink. Just because you're a black belt doesn't mean your shit does not stink. Your shit stinks just like everyone else's because all our shit stinks.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No, no,
I'm
yeah,
hyped.
it's true. No, it's 100%. I've seen some things in different gyms where it's like, I like I won't mention names or anything like that, but I went to a gym in Chicago,
Hmm.
um, but it was in the sticks, so it was a family gym. So I didn't
Those are the
go in there
most
with a
toxic, bro.
I didn't go in there with a with the eye of, oh, I'm just gonna sub everybody. I just want, if I'm
Yeah.
gonna be in Chicago, I want to learn jujitsu. I don't care what it was.
Yeah.
But they basically gave me the curveball. So I went there one class,
Hmm.
like an intro class. I just wanted to learn the fundamentals. I wanted to see what their fundamentals was all about. I wanted to see if they playing their gi, because I came from a Damian Maya gym at the time, so we were already
Hmm.
doing gi and no gi. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, are they teaching the right stuff? And predominantly, it was cool. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is not bad for a fundamental class. This is not bad. Then came the rolling. Their blue belt started at 100%. Because I'm an outsider. I'm from another gym. No problem. Whatever. So he
Yeah.
starts at 100. He was a big boy. Starts at 100. You went 100. I didn't go 100. I went 40. But now you get subbed. You know, and not
Hmm.
disrespectful sub. Me, I'm the type. I'll hold it and then I'll put a little bit. And if you ain't tapping, I'll let it go. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just start. You
Yeah.
can even get on top. It's fine. I'm not. My guard retention is ridiculous.
Okay.
I would say my guard retention is ridiculous. So I'm like, it's fine. You can come on top or whatever. So I sub him. I let him get on top. I get out like super quick. So he's getting frustrated.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, of
Now it's like,
course.
all right, I'm not gonna sub you again, but now I'm just gonna dominate you. So now I'm neon belly. Now I'm gonna rotate to the other side and neon belly you. So I'm just gonna
Yeah,
keep neon belling you until you can't stand it.
yeah.
Round is over. I thank you so much for the role. He said thank you, blah blah blah. Little did I know that the instructor was on the side looking at me and he didn't like the way I rolled with his blue belt. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't start the I didn't escalate this. I actually de-escalated it by not going 100. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
scare away. If I went 100, I'm gonna scare all your white belts away.
Yes.
You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna scare everybody out here away because it's a fundamentals class. There was like 3, 4 blue belts, 12 to 15 white belts. It's a lot
Yeah.
of white belts in this room. If I go 100 with your blue belt and I murder him, like what does that say about your blue belt? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I that. I wanted to train. I want to train here. I want to just maybe show you, like, hey, I can be an asset. I'm gonna be here for 3 months. You can use me
Yeah.
to learn something, you know? Well, the next day, so I go to do my other job. I go to my hotel, make that phone call. I was like, hey, so this is Carlos. I just want to see if I can schedule another class, or can I? How much do I pay for a 3 month membership? Blah 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 blah. I just want to, I just want to train while I'm here. I'm in the sticks,
Yeah. Yeah.
Geneva. I'm in Geneva, Illinois. Never heard of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never heard of
Yeah.
it. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, you gotta sign up on the website. Okay.
Cool.
So I go on the
Okay.
website.
Yeah.
Okay. I go on the website. Domain is locked. Their website don't work.
Yeah.
Okay. I call them back. Hey, so I went on the website. It's not working. Oh, well, if the website isn't working, then you're gonna have to wait until the website is back up. You don't take credit card payments at your. Oh, I get it. Their website never worked. The
Mm-hmm.
website never worked. That's what they tell people when they don't want them to come back.
Copy.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because everybody signs up at the gym. You know how many trial classes you do and then you sign up right then and there? You trying to tell me you don't sign people up? You tell them, hey, I know you want to join. Go on the web browser of your phone and sign up. Nah, get the fuck
Nah.
get out of
Yeah.
here with that bullshit. So I knew for a fact it was already off the. I was like, okay, they don't want me to train here. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. And what's
Yeah.
crazy is like I'm like that was just the fundamentals class. I was like, I was just gonna do their advanced class because I'm like, okay, I saw their fundamentals. Now I wanted to see what their higher belts had. You know what I mean? Like, is
Yeah.
it gonna be? Is it? Am I really gonna get comp? Good comp.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. And then once again, I hit up Comprido. Yo, Comprido. Well, not Comprido, but one of his black belt, Israel Reyes. And I was like, hey, where can I go? And he was like, yo, go here. And it was like 25 minutes away. But I was like, I got a free rental car. Say no more.
Yeah. Get it. Get it. Yeah. That's dope, man.
Yeah. So I've seen instructors who don't know really how, not even to teach, because he was a good teacher, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you have to know what's an asset and what's detrimental to your gym. And nothing I did, and I promise you, nothing I did was malicious. I didn't,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I didn't OD collar tie. No, I played guard. I was sitting guard. So I'm allowing your blue belt to work.
Yeah.
He gets swept.
Nah, I feel you, bro. Knowing your value is super important, and this goes back to that blue belt blues conversation we're having, right? You have that pressure from coaches and professors and your instructors, and it's like if you know your value, me, I know my value at 36, right? I know when I walk into a gym, we talked about the decade of film experience. I know I got 4K cameras. I know if you don't have your social media going, I know I have SEO and marketing, background. I know I have all that stuff that I'm an asset just in a marketing aspect if I walk into your gym. Not even an asset on the mat as far as knowledge, but once you roll with me, once you see where I'm at, I got weaknesses. I got everyone does. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not so up here. I'm so great that I won't say, hey, I don't have anything to work on. And I beg you, fucking tell me what I need to work on because I want to be elite. And I'm not going to be elite if you're not going to communicate and tell me. So I know my value when I walk in. So to what you were saying is like that's hella important. is like knowing your value when you walk into any gym, and just knowing that at the end of the day, you're paying them for a service. You're giving them your fucking hard-earned money.
No, and that's my other point. Like when it comes to gyms, like never sign a contract. Try
Yeah.
never to sign a contract unless I don't even do the unless part because I just feel like contract. The reason why I quit jiu-jitsu was because of a contract.
Yeah.
Because it hurts. It hurts. I
Hmm.
lost my job and they didn't want to turn it off. They didn't want to hold it. They didn't want to pause it.
Wow. Yeah. That's savage.
Fuck that. Like fuck jiu-jitsu.
And then they'll be like, "Oh, you're not loyal, bro. I can't fucking feed myself. You want to talk about loyal? Like, who are we? Like, you want me to give you loyalty? I give to family, right? And you're just some dude or some woman who teaches me how to choke people out. I could do that on YouTube for free, bro. Especially when you start getting up there in ranks, and like that's why blue belts leave. Is that shit right there? Is egos. And don't get
Fuck.
me wrong. There are some blue belts that don't know how to harm themselves and don't know that
Yeah.
need to
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking grind it out and deal with that shit. But there's a lot, I think, for every one of those, there's probably two or three fucking egotistic black belts that are pushing them out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I 100% agree. So, like going back to so now that we have this like great foundation of who we are, um, so my Jiu-Jitsu Academia. So, what kind of guests do you usually like look for when you're like podcast? And this is more like for me myself. I mean, I so far I've had really big black belts on this podcast.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
had white belts on this podcast. I've had, I try to touch as many people as I can, even with musical. So I had two musical guests from metal bands
Dope.
that are big right now, and they
Yeah.
came on the pod to talk about their jujitsu journey, which is fine. Actually, I got another one hopefully in the next week. Um,
Dope, dope,
so
dope. A lot
like
of bands.
when you look for a guest, like
Mhm.
what right now in My Hero, what are you guys looking for?
Be honest with you, beggars can't be choosers. Like I'm so small right now, bro. I'm grateful for anyone that has come on my show. Especially when, we're talking about black belts. I've only had two black belts on the show so far. Most of my guests have been blue belts. What I've been doing is trying to create um realness, right? So right now what I'm looking for is people I vibe well with and people that I can get a real story out of. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Uh,
Like,
I've had my recurring guests. I've talked about it, Michael Ross, right? I've competed against him. He's beat me twice, but there's a story there. There's a story of like, yo, this dude whooped my ass. I truly do want to beat him, but yet I can also be friends with this dude
yeah,
and see value in getting better with him. And then we both are getting better at the same time. And that's what jujitsu is about, and putting all that ego bullshit aside. And so being able to tell those kind of stories through my podcast is what I'm really looking for. It's about facing your fears, being honest, and above all, like building the martial arts and courage, building that confidence within yourself. For me, that's what I'm trying to get out of it.
do you feel like jujitsu is on and that his hair that he gives Deku is you learning jujitsu?
Oh, bro, I'm so mad. You cut out the first part. I didn't hear that. All I heard was Deku and the end of it.
Oh, all right. I said, in your perspective, would you say that jujitsu is all might and him giving his strand of hair to Deku that turns him into Deku is basically you
Mm.
learning jujitsu?
Ooh.
Ah, let's
I've never
go.
I've never looked at it like that, but
Go.
like kind of, yeah, kind of. And honestly, I don't even have it. It's over there. Damn it.
You fucking
I
up,
would have
Jay.
to
You fucking
say,
up, bro.
I would have to say, who I got the strand of hair from, who is my all might. Oh no. Man down, man down. Party saved though. Um uh Hicks and Gracie.
Oh,
It's his book that that kind of has set the groundwork for my whole journey. It was him talking about training in Rio in summers, and that even inspired me. Going, hey, when I so again martial arts, I was doing Muay Thai and stuff. I hurt my ankle. When I hurt my ankle, I just happened to be doing jujitsu, and that's when I started. That's when I just like, well, let me just sign up for the gym since I can still do jujitsu. Um, I stopped doing striking arts because of jujitsu, and I went down to Brazil. And it was like that. Oh, that book just lit that fire in me. And so yeah, I feel like if you had to say that, yeah, definitely took that strand of hair from that book, and you know, trying to make it my own, trying to make this borrow power my own.
Yo, that's fire. And where do you see your podcast in the next like year? Like what like your I like what's your goal for this year?
If I'm
2024.
being honest with you, I've been too afraid to even really visualize it.
Yeah.
It's it's happening fast. Even you reaching out to me was like, oh shit, people aren't reaching out to me. Like that just started. Like what the fuck? Like, wait, how do I even handle this? Like, wait, do I even like this dude? Like, what if I don't like people? How the fuck do I? How do I tell people no? Like, it's this whole thing of like, just it's overwhelming, right? And so I've been really just trying to focus on getting my jujitsu acumen better and just doing the production quality of the podcast. That's really what I've been focused on. So give me a second. Let me answer that question because I that is something I need to think about. It
It's a good
and then
while you think it's just a good way to even if it doesn't go as planned,
mhm,
just the fact that you set a goal at least moves you one step forward towards it. You don't know
yeah,
what you're stepping towards if you don't know what the end goal is.
yeah. So the goal that I already set to begin with was just to get to 100 episodes, like get to 100 episodes and breathe. That was my goal. 10 was kind of like my hey, let's get it started. And it was get to 100. Looking at the production calendar I have set out, if I'm sticking to every Monday, it's not going to get to 100 this year, which is kind of sad. But I think 50 is an attainable goal within this year. I want to get to partnership. YouTube partnership is number one goal on the list, and I want to get that before summer. So
Okay.
that's where I try. That's where I see this channel going and getting that going there. My focus is on the YouTube channel, not so much Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anything like that, mainly because you're not getting the money off of those yet, and I'm still trying to build up advertisements and sponsors. So just grow the podcast. I see all that happening.
My little one gave me. He was like, "You're on a podcast," and I was like, "Yeah." He's like,
Ah, that's dope.
"Are you
That's dope.
stick your head in?"
Oh,
Like,
let me.
Hi.
Yo, what's up? Oh, no, okay. I get it. I like the hair though. I need my hair back. I want my hair back.
yo, he has that. He's rocking that man bun. No, not on the podcast. Get out of here. He wants to play with his megaphone. Okay, that's enough. Sorry.
No, you're
Um,
good, bro.
Amir, stop it. Okay. Um, so just hearing that, like you have so a wealth of knowledge. I mean, you at least one thing that you do have going for you is you have a wealth of knowledge, at least a path of how a production should be, how it can how your production can look, and that's one of your goals. So you said you wanted to perfect how your production is to make the best quality podcast you
Yeah,
can. And I think that's where I fail. I guess as bad as I just feel like I just have the talent.
yeah,
I don't have I don't have everything else. And it's like it's learning. And when we get to the age of 37, what I mean? I'm only a
yeah.
year older. When we get here, it's like I got so much shit to think about to now basically learn a whole nother aspect when I'm still
hmm
learning this one.
Well, bro, that's why I said like in the text, I really did mean that, bro. Like my knowledge is your knowledge. Like if you have questions about cameras, editing software, all that stuff, like it's all love. We can chop it up whenever. I got you, bro. I mean that.
I might have to take you up on that offer because and you know what? and shout out to the Cogito crew who's helped me and who's given me tutelage, and not for nothing, this mic is from them.
Dope,
My
dope.
interface is from them. You know what I mean? Like they help me. They even showed me a website that I can get a cheap laptop because I only have my work laptop. So I got a nice
Yeah,
little laptop. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I'm starting the progression, but it's crazy. So even with my small little setup, I got 20 episodes, bro. You number 20.
you got more than I got, bro. So respect,
Yo,
man.
you
Shoot.
got more. Like I guess I don't know what goals to set for myself other than
Hmm.
continue to look for people who want to talk jujitsu. You know what I mean? Like that's my goal. I just want to
Yeah,
bullshit. And I don't interview. A lot of people think that I'm an interviewer. I'm not an interviewer. I'm a conversationalist. Shannon Sharp
yeah,
said it best. I'm a conversationalist. I like to just talk. I want us to talk, and I feel like I know you. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
feel like we can go grab a beer. I don't know if you drink, but we could grab a beer and fucking watch My Hero all motherfucking day, and it would be fucking lit. You know
yeah.
what I
It'd
mean?
be dope,
Like
dope. Yeah.
shit. Like not for nothing. Have you? Did you watch Jujutsu Kaisen?
I did not. I keep saying this. I kind of refuse to because it's called Jujitsu Kaisen. There's not like a fucking jujitsu in
But it's
there.
not spelled. It's
But
not spelled like Jujutsu.
everyone tells me this. I don't care on principle. I'm gonna watch it at some point.
No,
But
but you know what? You say that. I didn't watch that movie Jiu-Jitsu with Nicolas Cage because of that reason. So now
yeah.
that you say that, it makes sense.
But no, I'm gonna check it out because everyone's telling me how great it is. The fight scenes are amazing. Where I'm at, man, like you were saying, there's so much to learn. Even with my wealth of knowledge, there's still a transfer. There's still a learning curve that I have with this that I have to do. So my time and my energy is focused on this because for me, it's this. I want to make this a career and I want to make money doing this. And I truly believe content is king in this world. And it's that game of quality versus quantity, and if you can find that right balance, you end up rising to the top or at least the middle ground. And so that's my goal.
I gotta get lighting. I think that's my next goal. Get lighting.
Bro, yeah. We'll chop it. I can give you a list of things that I think could easily spark your production value super
Bang,
quick, and it's
bang.
less than $1,000, bro. Less than a stack. You're
Hey,
yeah.
uh, I don't know. I got a family of four and a big ass house. It'll take me to get there. I'll get there.
Yeah,
Definitely. I guess that's one of and that's a part of the business that people don't really talk about. You know, your personal
yeah,
life. Like everybody sees you behind the camera. So
yeah.
they only see you in one aspect. Little do they know that you're dealing with the demons of just life in general. You know what I mean? Like, are you, go ahead.
No, I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
No, no, I'm done. Go ahead.
I would say, the demons of even just turning on the camera, sitting in front of it, and talking to people. Like there's an insecurity that comes with that, and there's a comfortability that you have to get within yourself of hearing yourself, looking at yourself. Oh shit, I can't pick my nose right now because it itch. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Exactly. No, I've been scratching, but I'm just saying there's a whole nother level that of a barrier to even just turning on the camera that you have to work through that people don't even understand or get that you were saying to touch on what you were saying.
That's true. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Um, yeah. That I guess that's one of my goals, and I'm gonna push for it. You know what I mean? Like, so my goal is not only continue this podcast as long as physically possible, but I want to do all my competing before I'm 40. That's my goal that I set myself.
Dope.
So my whole weight loss journey honestly started January 1st of last year. So New Year's, last New Year's. I started. I'm like, I'm gonna eat right. I'm in a Biggest Loser competition with my poker crew because I play poker, with the homies.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Yeah,
so
we could.
you play?
Then I
My
play some
guy,
poker. Yeah, yeah,
my guy. Yeah, I play on the VR. I play on the phone. Listen, I love poker. It's just a really fun game. I feel like poker is a game of chess. You know,
yeah.
so it's all on how you really look at it. And I feel like jujitsu is a game of chess. So it's like I kind of try to mix the two together. Um, but I made that weight loss. journey, and like now that I'm used to living this lifestyle of intermediate fasting, I want to keep it going, but I want to compete, and I want to compete, and I want to win. You know what I mean? Like I want to really like make some at least a little bit of noise where it's like
Mhm.
now motherfuckers is what not they're not watching this podcast for entertainment value. They're watching it because they just want to see this person who did this, who the
Yeah.
hell they are. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I work in progress, Poppy. Work in progress.
Man, I'm right there with you, bro.
Work in progress. And so college football?
So no, so I should be very clear and go back that I was playing at college when I blew my knee out, but it wasn't for my college. It was,
Okay.
yeah, where it's a pickup game and, on the field and blew my knee out that way. So I don't want to give anyone any false illusions that's why I said like, I was okay. I was just a dude at a ball. Because I'm not trying to say that I was, Reggie
Yeah,
Bush out
no.
here, although
No, but that's
I
lit.
wish I
Hey,
was.
facts, right?
Mhm.
Shit, get a full ride. Oh man, like those things freaking come. So before I know you probably have some things to do. We already have your goals for my Jiu-Jitsu Academia. So
Yeah.
what are your goals for 2024 for your personal Jiu-Jitsu journey?
For my personal choosing. I want to compete at least 4 times this year. I really want to do six. I just a lot of travels. I don't think it's gonna happen. But just get out there, compete. I'd like to get promoted to purple belt this year. I really want to get out there teaching privates, and uh, the biggest thing for me is I want to start helping kids. So I want to get into a school where I can, really help the kids, and I'm, promoted, and there's growth for me there. That's really what I'm looking for going into 2024.
Do you know your next gym that you're thinking about maybe hitting, or are you already settled?
I'm not settled yet. I'm a free agent, baby. I'm on my free
Are you
agent run,
are
baby.
you are you Southern Cali or are you LA?
I'm LA. I have an idea. So going into the podcast, the whole thing is I'm going to go through. Me and DJ are going to do a series where we go check out all the gyms in SoCal and we rank them and see which ones are the best ones based upon our experiences and what we feel. Right now, my top contender is John Jack Machado's. A little bit pricey, but the benefit of that is the tough part is like they want a full year commitment, and I just like I really do work contract work. Like I'm all over the place. I can't commit anywhere for a year. So the month price is like I don't even know if I want to put them on blast like it, but it's high. And
Yeah, no,
so
it's John Jock. It's John Jock, and that's the John Jock school. So John Jock is actually in that school.
yeah, which is why I say it's worth it, and it's worth it. Plus, it also gives you the affiliates, and you get a lot of 10 Planet affiliates with that, and so you can jump around. So John Jock is high up there. I've been I'm probably going to train out of Misfits. They're a newer gym. They're
Yeah,
linked
I
up
know
with
Misfits.
yeah.
I know the
So
Misfits.
yeah, so they're pretty solid. And I like that they have Muay Thai. So I'm probably gonna have training there for like a month or two.
You know what?
Uh,
Believe it or not, if I'm not mistaken, it's either the Misfits or Damian Maya has so Damian Maya, Damian Maya, the UFC
yeah,
fighter,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He has 5 schools in the United States.
Okay.
But I trained in the one in Miami. He has one in LA. And I
Okay. Dope,
believe
dope.
it's either Misfits, Villains. It's one of those two.
It would
So
probably be
he's not
villains because I know they're not attached with Damian Maya. That much I
okay.
do know.
So it might be Villains, and
Okay.
they are an affiliate of Damien. So
Okay.
that might be that you might have to put that one on the list. If you go to
But
SoCal, you gotta hit up Orange, 10 Planet Orange. Those are the peoples over there, Costa Mesa, Fullerton. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm gonna make it down there. My boys in Fullerton, 10 Planet Fullerton, DJs at Henzo's Sunset, LA. So I'm gonna end up honestly, I'm probably gonna end up cross training between Misfits and a couple other places just because the deal I'm getting at Misfits is for me good enough to where I can afford to do everything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bang, bang. No, that's super lit. Yo, and not for nothing, I'm gonna be following you. I'm gonna follow you on your jiu-jitsu journey, and I pray that maybe later on this year we can get an
Look, man,
update convo, bro. You know me, and
man, I'm trying to get in person. I'm trying to get a roll in, bro. Like that's
bro,
what I'm talking about this year.
whenever you in Florida, Papi, it's a hundred
Okay.
percent. I got the keys to the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I
Like,
didn't know. Oh, my bad. I thought you were in New York, bro. You're in Florida?
oh yeah, I'm in Florida now. So I moved
Okay.
5 years ago
Okay.
to Miami, trained in
Okay.
Miami, and then I moved to Orlando because it's a little bit better for the family. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I used to
Disney,
live in
Universal.
Lakeland, so I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm in DeBerry,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I'm in
Okay.
like close to Sanford. I'm close
See,
to
I told
Sanford.
you I moved around, bro. I'm all over the
Yeah,
place.
bet, 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 bet. So whenever you're in Florida, yo, just holla at me,
Dope,
bro.
dope,
When you take the wifey to Disney, holla at me.
dope. We go out to me and my family. We hit the Food and Wine Festival usually in like October, November time. So yeah, yeah. I'm out there this year. I'm gonna hit you up, bro.
Hit me up. I got all the spots in Orlando. Wherever you want to
Dope.
train, I got you, bro. Like I know almost all the owners, all the top black belts in Orlando. You let me know you need a place to train, I'll get that for you. No issues at all.
Molto obrigado.
Eso.
Sorry,
I
I
have,
look. Go
I'm
ahead.
Puerto Rican, but I just did my DNA test. I have
Hmm.
35% Portuguese in me.
Whoa, that's dope, bro. That's
I'm
dope.
puro Puerto Riqueño. I'm like Puerto Rican, Puerto Rico. I got
Okay.
Taino Indian in me, and I didn't even know that I had Portuguese in me.
Dang. Yeah, I don't know what I got in me. I know it's a hodgepodge. We have like Mayan and stuff in us,
Okay.
through the grapevine and things like that. But I'm a melting pot, bro. I'm African American and Hispanic. That's what I am. So like when I went to Brazil, everyone thought I was Brazilian. They were like, "Bro, you're one of us." I was like, "Nah, I'm not." But I want to be. Can I? Accept me, please.
Please, please.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me get what now. Being in Brazil, I'm so sorry. I know. I was gonna
No, no,
follow
no.
you.
Go say
Like,
less.
so when you went to Brazil, this is a really question that I've been dying at. So when you went to Brazil, is it true about drinking the water? Did the water fuck you up?
I'm gonna be real with you. I never drank the water. Like I,
Okay.
I like
Okay.
me and my like they had we literally went to the store every single day and I carried like these 2 to 3 gallon jugs back to the house and we just drank big ass bottles of water every all day.
How was the food?
So kind of failure on that, bro. Didn't I kind of just ate Taco Bell and cooked food at home. I'm a really picky eater. I'm a really picky eater, bro. Like it's really like hands down. My last comp, I lost weight and my whole diet nutrition was 100% fat burger and a protein shake.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would get an original fat burger
You went
and
to
and
Brazil
a
and didn't
fat
eat the
fry.
food.
Yeah, yeah, no, I didn't. I feel really bad, but like I'm very picky when I go to other countries and eating, so I usually end up just cooking for myself, just because I'd rather not waste the money, and I want to eat what I want. Like I said, food's my weakness, so if I'm gonna eat, I want it to be good, bro.
That's true. I hear you. I hear you. And the jujitsu, I know you got your blue belt in Brazil. Did you get to
Yeah.
train in other places, or was there just that one school that you were like, That's where I'm training"?
So I trained at different Gracie Humaitas while I was down there. I was primarily in Botafogo, which was headquarters. They've now moved, so they're not. I don't think they're in Botafogo anymore. But there's another one in Centro. There's some in Baja. There's a few all over the place. So I went around, made friends, and trained at different gyms. And I felt like I got some really good roles in down there, man. I felt like the there's levels in each gym. You have your local gyms, then you have, your competition gyms, and you have your Brazilian gyms. It just depends upon which one you're gonna get.
So you walk in, first
Hmm.
you hop off the plane, you get settled in, you choose a gym that you're gonna first show up at.
Hmm.
What was the look they gave you?
Uh, it was actually really welcoming. Yeah, Hannah Gracie. He's Master Hoka Gracie's son. He kind of runs everything under his father, and you know He was like, he spoke to me because his father didn't speak it would didn't speak any English or wouldn't speak English to me because I feel like he understands it, but I feel like the look in Brazil is like they know how to speak English, but they just don't want to. So it's just like,
Mackenzie Dern.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
who
it's just
Mackenzie
like,
Dern is, right?
yeah, exactly.
She's
It's like
American, and she every time she gets on the mic, and I'm like,
exactly.
yo, you speak English good.
Exactly. And so I feel like that was the scenario. So ultimately, it was very normal. It was a normal experience for me. Especially because like I also came in there with my money. I was like, I wasn't about any games. I was like, nope, I'm here to train. How long are you here for? I'm here for 3 months. Take my money, let's go. Like, and I showed up every day, twice a day, 3 times a day. You give me a special training on the weekend, I'm there. Like, I was in the trenches.
So how much would you say training for 3 months in Brazil cost you
It actually wasn't a lot, bro. Like, sadly, bro, it was only like $60.
for 3 months?
I mean, I'm sorry, it's like $60 a month. It was like 60
Oh,
to
that's
$100 a month. It
good.
was really cheap for like the skill and the quality, but it's because the dollar to
Yeah,
real
yeah, yeah.
ratios. Yeah,
Okay.
because even like I bought a gi down there, and the gi when you translate the currency, you're spending upwards $100 for a gi here. My gi was like 60, $50.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's so now, you've lived in LA, you've lived
yeah,
different parts. Now that you got to see, you went international, you went to a country, and they always say like, Brazil is hot boy. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they get it popping. So did you feel like you were ever like people were squaring you up, or it was more like, yo, everybody just minded their own business? Or did you feel like you were ever in, I'm not gonna say danger, but did you feel like, there were ops on you?
I think for the most part, I never really feel ops on me. And I maybe that's egotistical to say. I think that comes from having a deep bag, as DJ says. Like when you have, for me, my goal was to just become proficient in every position. So if it's side control, bottom side control, maybe I don't know how to skate, but I know how to take your crossface pressure, and you're not going to break me with that crossface pressure. And so you're going to get tired of crossfacing me. You're going to have to move, and when you move, I'm going to try to knee elbow escape or escape, in that space that you give me. And so for me, never that ego that I was talking about. Remember how I said like I dial it back when I know I submit somebody or something like that. Always dialing that back. I don't really feel like I get a lot of people coming after me because I also don't let how deep my game goes unless it's competition. So like I kind of just let my jujitsu speak for itself. I know that sounds like I that's what I feel, and that's my truth. And I know it sounds weird, especially because I'm a blue belt and it's like that, but that's just the experience that I feel I've had.
That's your experience gave you that outlook. So I
Yeah,
mean, it can't be wrong because it's an outlook that you've earned
yeah.
that outlook. There's
I
nobody.
it just comes from that confidence of just being like, oh, I'm a blue belt. I shouldn't feel like I have this much confidence because, there's ego tied into that. It's like, where's ego? Where's confidence? Where's like, what is reality at? And it's finding that balance for myself. So when I speak, I try to speak from a place of like, I don't fucking know everything.
Did you go to the beach in Brazil?
Yes, I did.
Fire.
Too fire. Too far. No, no. I got my lady, and like I've
No,
been
of
with
course, no, no,
her.
no, no, no. All,
I've
all
been
due
with her
respect.
since I'm very, very like I love her to death. She knows where we're at, and she's very comfortable with our relationship. So, but
No, I know what you mean. That yeah, I'm a man too. I know.
there's a lot of beautiful women, and it's very rare that I'm just like in front of my girl. I was like, babe, like, did you see that? She's like, yeah, I saw that. Damn,
My
like
wife is
it's
the same way. My wife is the same way.
yeah.
And a lot of people look at us weird sometimes when it
Mhm.
comes to that. But like, my wife would actually hit me, babe. Look at that shit.
Yeah,
And
my
I would
girl's
look
kind of
and
the
I'd be
same
like,
way.
God damn. And she goes, I know, right? So
Yeah.
I know. That's crazy. No, that's funny. Man, Jay, I really appreciate you coming onto the pod and talking about everything from the podcast and your jiu-jitsu journey, even the Brazil, like not for nothing. Like when you spoke about Brazil and like a light bulb came, like, yo, I want to know about Brazil. Like, yo, tell me,
Yeah.
like, so if you can train in Brazil again, would you?
hmm Yes, hands down. I may go back out there and try to get my black belt when everything's said and done. I would move there right now if I could. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I loved it. Loved it. People
Wow.
were amazing. Yeah, and that's I think that's the biggest thing I loved about the jiu-jitsu in Brazil is that jiu-jitsu spoke for itself. It's like it wasn't the politics. It's like it had to speak for itself. There's no other way that a white belt can get promoted to blue belt out there if your jiu-jitsu doesn't speak for itself. And that's kind of what I feel like. What I really liked about it is like you're just doing jiu-jitsu. Nothing else matters. Fuck all this other bullshit. Fuck all the politics. Just do jiu-jitsu.
Oh, just fucking do jujitsu. Do you want to shout anything out before we wrap up?
Ah man, let's shout out my Jiu-Jitsu Academia.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in checking out the podcast, please check us out. We're at my Jiu-Jitsu Academia on YouTube, Instagram, all over the place. The only thing that we're not my Jiu-Jitsu on is X. It's MJJA podcast, and that's just because someone had my Jiu-Jitsu for some reason. I don't know why.
Really?
It's weird. I don't get it. Whatever. Oh, no, 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 no. What it was is I couldn't put that long of a handle on X. That's what it was. I had to make it smaller. So I had to make it something that was cohesive.
Are y'all guys on TikTok?
No, we should be, but Chinese spyware, conspiracy theories. I'm kind of
Oh,
haven't
so
got
you need to
another
go to a
phone
10th
for it yet.
planet.
Huh?
You need to go to a 10th planet then if you're gonna go with conspiracy theories. What are you doing with yourself? You gotta
I
go with the
know.
where we're known.
I know. I need to go there. It's just I like gi, so
Okay,
a
okay,
lot of them.
that explains a lot. It
Yeah.
explains a lot.
I know, but it's crazy because I love no gi more, but there's
You
something about
enjoy
gi
the
that I
gi.
like both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you enjoy the gi. Hey, there's nothing wrong with enjoy the gi. I do not, but like if I want to get promoted, I gotta do it. I mean, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, you know what I mean? So my hands are shot, so I can't get grips the way I used to get grips. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you deal with the tools that you're given.
Yeah.
That's it.
For sure.
But that was awesome. This is
Man, thanks for having me, bro.
No,
Seriously,
this is
thank
one of
you.
the best pods. I guess it's time for the shout out to Evil Ant versus Evil Design for the flyer of the podcast. Shout out to Pressure Pass, Pressure Washing for helping me get this set up to continue this podcast. Shout out to the Cogito fam. Shout out to my Open Mats fam. And there goes another episode of the Grinding Jiu Jitsu podcast, season 2, episode 1 with my man Jay from My Hero, My Hero,
Yeah,
My
I do the same thing.
My Jiu-Jitsu Academia. Please follow on Instagram. They got amazing content. I'm a subscriber. It's such fun content that they're putting out. I know
Thank
you
you,
just
bro.
had two guests on, and I gotta watch it, and it's already on my watch later. So I will
Yeah.
be peeping that. And once again, everyone, keep grinding jujitsu. Oh, we out.